Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, academics, researchers. Thank you for being here in the last session for Praxis 2025. I think it's been a glorious event, and a lot of excellent speakers. And so continuing with that, we have our next speaker who is coming from Zoom land. Hopefully when he gets started, he can tell us where he's coming from, where he's zooming from. His name is Dan Sullivan. He's from the Faculty of Health, and he is going to tell us about the relationship between Muay Thai, I hope I said that right, and wellness and quality of life in previously sedentary group of older Australians. Are you there, Dan?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right. Look, thank you for that introduction. My name is Dan Sullivan. I come to you today from northern Thailand, actually, where it is 11 a.m. I am a lecturer in the Faculty of Health, mental health, actually, currently on leave, and also a PhD student. And this presentation is a presentation that was recently delivered at a mental health research conference also in Thailand. To put it in context, Muay Thai is something that's interesting to Australians. There's a groundswell of interest in Muay Thai, but it's the national sport of Thailand. And it was actually quite interesting presenting it in northern Thailand because I felt that there was actually a little bit of pushback from the Thai people in the questions that was evident in the questions that they asked at the end of my presentation, which essentially, to summarise, were like, "How come you're doing Muay Thai in Australia? This is a Thai thing." So that was interesting, but. Anyway, if you see that there's some Thai script throughout the presentation, that is because this presentation has been, or a very similar presentation has been delivered in Northern Thailand at Chiang Mai University. Thanks, Eric. Next slide, please. So I'm part of a team, and they're actually a really terrific team. My principal supervisor is Luke Del Vecchio, exercise physiologist. Zach Crowley-McHatton, also exercise physiologist. I am a mental health nurse, and Richard Lakeman is also a mental health nurse. So we're quite a diverse team, and together we complement each other. Next slide, please, Eric. So this slide really was just to give context for when the presentation was delivered in Thailand about where the study took place, which was actually in Tweed Heads on the Gold Coast. So next slide again, please. So why are we looking at Muay Thai? There's plenty of other things to do that maybe are less vigorous and maybe suit older people more. But I think well, we, as a research team, recognised, first of all, that exercise is a very individualised activity. And I think among younger people, there may be, and I have no evidence for this, but there may be a perception that when people become aged, they either do lawn bowls or golf, or there's a few eccentric ones that do some other things, but essentially older people do less vigorous kinds of exercise, and there may be some truth in that. But I think also there is evidence, which I have read, it's not on the slide, but that exercise choices are very individualized, and unless those choices are provided to people, they won't participate in exercise. So exercise is almost part of a brand. It becomes part of your social world and represents to some extent who you are. So it's important to provide choices for older people or people as they age in the kinds of exercise that are open to them. we recognise that there is a relationship between exercise and well-being. It's quite well known. So mental health and exercise. And in particular, there's a strong relationship between people who participate in Tai Chi, which of course is a soft martial art, and their own perception of well-being and quality of life. So to put that another way, people that practice Tai Chi for any length of time report higher scores on scales of well-being and quality of life than the general population, older people. So this led us to a question: what about hard martial arts? What about Taekwondo and Muay Thai and karate? Does that benefit people? That's what we wanted to find out. Next slide, please, Eric. So just a little bit of context. This slide represents life expectancy over over the last 100 years or so, 200 years since 1770. And you can see that around about the end of the Second World War, many nations experienced a pretty rapid increase in life expectancy. This makes it really important because a greater percentage of the population is over 50, over 60, over 70 years of age, and this is a situation that governments across the world need to pay attention to. So it's an important topic. The figures, by the way, are from the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare. Next slide, please. Okay, so these two graphs represent males in green and females in purple across 50 years, around about, with the slide on the left, on your left hand, representing 1970 and the other one 1922. They're rates. They're not so they're not actual numbers. They're rates. However, you can see where I've circled the more recent data that there has been a great increase in the rate of suicide in persons that's over 85 years of age in Australia over recent years. So although people are living longer, they're not necessarily happy in their old age. So once again, a problem for society and governments to how do we address this? And I guess although on initial thoughts about our study, one could think, well, why are we investigating that? These are the reasons why we're investigating it. Older people are dying by suicide at higher rates than ever before. Next slide, please, Eric. So we thought, okay, we will investigate this, and we came up with some research questions, which essentially the first question there you can see on your screen, which is, does Muay Thai improve quality of life and well-being more than other exercise? We evaluated in a quantitative way, and we want to know what motivates people to participate in Muay Thai. Next slide, please, Eric. To do this, we developed a theoretical framework, which was both based in pragmatism to look at the why or the what actually will work in this in the results of our study, and also a critical realist approach to investigate why this is the case. And we have two arms essentially of the study, which is to look at motivators. We used a qualitative questionnaire-based design, and to look at the change over time, we looked at we used proven instruments such as the SF12 and the PERMA and other statistically evaluated instruments. Next slide, please, Eric. I should say at this stage that we also had a walking group. Now, I haven't got any pictures of this, but the design was that we recruited a Muay Thai group that ran over 3 months and met twice a week. And we also had a walking group that met for the same duration and frequency. They were not randomized, so not a truly experimental design. And that was actually one of the interesting things about the older population. People were not willing to be randomized. They would walk away from the study if you talked about randomizing them or getting them to do an exercise that their social world did not align to. So we had a group of people that came along and said, I want to do Muay Thai. I'm interested. And another group of people that came along and said, I'm interested in doing the walking group. So already research problems there because we've got a difference among the groups. But we did try with zero budget to have a comparison group. But I'm not going to talk very much about the comparison group today. Okay, next slide, please, Eric. So there's a group of Muay Thai participants. The age range was from 52 to the lady in white in the middle with the tall gentleman whose arm around her had her 88th birthday on a day that she participated in a Muay Thai session. And you can see up on the corner of the screen a shot of people walking. Yeah, that's cool. Probably done that. So thanks, Eric. Yep. So I've already talked about that. We use structured clinical interviews to assess the motivators. I'll just go down to the bottom dot point there. We used R and a linear mixed effects model to compare the group effect over time. And we also ran some t-tests just on the pre-post of the intervention group. Next slide, please, Eric. So we found, just deal with the qualitative side of the research first. We found that often there was a life-changing event to participate in the exercise group or the Muay Thai group. And there's an example quote there from one of the participants. When Gary died, suddenly I looked around and I thought, I've got to do something. There was another lady that joined because she said, I was totally unaware of my health problems. And then I had a massive heart attack. And after recovering from that, she also joined the Muay Thai group. And yes, we did have some exclusion criteria and we looked at people's health, but she was able to join. So that sort of motivation is in line with something called the health belief model, which evaluates the amount, which considers the amount of risk that people consider their lifestyle has and how that influences their motivation to change. But I'll try not to go down that path. And but it's not to be unexpected. So that was to begin participation, to continue participation. Overarchingly in the interviews, people wanted to have fun. Older people want to have fun. Next slide, please, Eric. This is different to younger people. Motivators are different. Younger people join their particular choice of exercise group, Muay Thai, something else, football, whatever it is, often because of peer groups and what their friends are doing. They are interested in being competitive. They're interested in winning. So a younger person in a Muay Thai group wants to win. They're interested in having that tangible skill progression and becoming an expert in whatever exercise it is they choose to do. And yeah, I'll just leave that there. So they're different motivators in older people. It's really important to understand to firstly get people engaged in exercise, and secondly, to keep them engaged. Older people want to have fun. Next slide, please, Eric. So these are the instruments that we use to assess change over time, and the green there on the right side of your screen, you can see that there was a change. That's using a t-test in those particular.
Sorry, Dan, 2 minutes, thanks.
Okay. In those particular variables. Okay, next slide. And the highlighted variables are particularly mental health variables. So we're really interested in those green ones that are highlighted because they're about mental health. And as you can see, they're all highlighted, those green ones. Almost all of those are mental health. Next slide, please, Eric. Unfortunately, when we compared the groups, we didn't find an effect. We know from data that I haven't put in this presentation that the Muay Thai group improved more, but not statistically significantly more. We had relatively small numbers, and this is the reason for that. Next slide, please, Eric. So at the end of the day, what I'm going to do at the suggestion of my supervisors is to go back and collect more data and have a look if we ran a true control group, or well, closer to a true control group, we won't be able to randomize it, but a group that does absolutely nothing, what sort of results we might get. I think I'm pretty much out of time. So I'll just leave it there. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, you certainly answered some of my questions after I read your abstract, because it seemed counterintuitive for me having this martial arts as a avenue into activity for people who are sedentary, and not just people, but the older population. So I appreciate that. Do we have any questions for Dan? So I have a question. Did you anticipate these results that you found, or were you surprised by them?
Thank you. I guess if I'm being honest, I feel a little disappointed that with the limited resources of a humble PhD student, we couldn't really recruit the numbers required to demonstrate a statistical difference, even though I know that I can see from the data that the Muay Thai group, the more intensive exercise, did improve people's sense of well-being more than the walking group, basically. So no, I'm not surprised. The results are fairly consistent with what I expected. I was really interested in the qualitative data that found that older people wanted to have fun, and the reason that they came was was to have fun. So that really taught me something. And if you can allow me to just keep talking, I know I'm giving a very in-depth answer to your question, but do you know, while they reported having fun participating in the Muay Thai, most of them got there 10 minutes early to our group. And there was a ball in the gymnasium and they kicked the ball around. And, time and time again, they reported that was really fun. And I like coming because we have a great laugh. And that was one of the factors that actually got people there. So I think that's different to younger people, and it's important, and it's an important takeaway. I'll just stop talking there. I could talk about this for quite some time, as you can see.
Well, actually, I have another question. I'm going to just, because I have the microphone. I would imagine that your participants would also feel more confident and capable with their mobility and just being able to do things that perhaps they didn't think was possible for them. But you've not taken such measurements, is that right?
No, actually, we did. We used the self-efficacy for exercise scale to assess whether people's sense of self-efficacy changed over time. And do you know what? It didn't. I was really surprised. So no, people didn't report that they felt more capable. They did report that they were sleeping better due to participating in the Muay Thai group. That was another constant theme that came up. And therefore, felt more able to deal with everyday life. But as far as self-efficacy, like climbing a flight of stairs or anything like that, it didn't come out. It might have been there, but it didn't come out in the data.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presentation, and I hope it goes well for you in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share my research. Appreciate it.